Former elementary school administrator is pleading guilty to 1 count of sexual assault and 1 count of invitation to sexual touching. The accused is facing 5 charges related to incidents that allegedly happened at St. John Paul II Catholic Elementary in Kitchener. And a warning, some details that were heard in court may be disturbing. CTV's Colton Wiens was in the courtroom in Kitchener today for the details. Colton, what can you tell us?
Well, Tony, this involves a Kitchener man who was a retired principal from the Waterloo Catholic District School Board, but was still acting as a substitute principal at multiple schools. Late this afternoon, the accused changed his plea of not guilty to instead plead guilty to 1 count of sexual assault and 1 count of invitation to sexual touching. Court still needs to determine if the accused is guilty on all 3 charges, on 3 other charges. A Kitchener man who served as an elementary school principal is on trial, accused of 2 counts of sexual assault, 2 counts of sexual interference, and 1 count of invitation to sexual touching. The charges relate to incidents that allegedly happened at St. John Paul II Catholic Elementary School in Kitchener. The accused was 58 at the time and retired from the Waterloo Catholic District School Board, but was serving as a substitute principal for multiple schools. Court heard details of 3 main incidents involving 2 different students that led to these charges. Cross-examination of the accused continued on Monday, where court heard the accused examined and touched a student's private parts after the student was hit in the testicles with a tennis ball. The accused testified that he had a former student that suffered testicular torsion, saying he was concerned of this developing and asked the student to check for swelling, claiming the student couldn't do it on their own. When asked why he didn't call 911 for help, the accused claimed they wanted to make sure the student would go to the hospital, but couldn't explain why a medical professional was not called. Court also heard of a separate incident where the accused was helping a student that got covered in mud while outside. The accused testified he provided the student a change of clothing so the dirty clothes could be cleaned. The accused helped the student into a change room, but when the student emerged from a changing stall, the accused said the student's shorts were sitting too low, and he pulled on the student's shorts out of frustration. The student earlier testified their buttocks was exposed, and the accused made a comment and laughed. The accused denied this. The accused also testified to speaking with a student one-on-one over an online chat forum, sometimes outside school hours. The accused claimed the student was struggling with changes in their body and acting out at school. An online conversation shown to court showed the accused saying to the student, "Just promising me that you are masturbating to release the pressure. Hope you find someone to hug, LOL. I'll start calling you Romeo, lover boy, LOL." The accused claimed that was taken out of context and was in response to a similar phrase male students were yelling about masturbation around the school. The accused testified none of the interactions with the students were for any kind of sexual pleasure. But before the final submissions, the accused pled guilty to 1 count of invitation to sexual touching for the online conversation and also pled guilty to sexual assault involving the student whose private parts he examined. Now, the court is still hearing submissions and will continue on Wednesday. The defense argues sexual interference shouldn't apply in this case because the incidents were not done for sexual pleasure. Again, the accused has pled guilty to 1 count of invitation to sexual touching and 1 count of sexual assault. He still faces another sexual assault charge and 2 charges of sexual interference.